How do you do, fellow kids?
How do you do, fellow kids?
You know, interestingly enough, I think my demographic is actually getting older. So, sup grandmas? Not as cool. But what's up guys, it's Destery. So we finally made it to 2019. Holy shit. And I thought, what better way to bring in the new year than to go over the last year and just talk about how absolutely trash it was. Because my god. So as I usually do every year, I try to do an end of the year, like kind of year in review video. And generally what I do with those videos is I make a really sappy post on Tumblr, and then I just kind of read that over while I'm going over all of the achievements that I've done in that year. But for the life of me, I don't know a single person who still uses Tumblr, so ever since they were like, no more porn, I think everyone was just like, why? What's the point? Anyways, yeah, so instead this year I wanted to just do things a little bit differently, kind of make things a little bit more fun, and I think what we're gonna do is just go through my Instagram stories and posts and kind of just recap the year that way, since that's probably the best way to do it. And also, it's certainly not a shameless plug for you guys to follow my Instagram, links below. So let's go back, everyone. That's right, we're going back all the way to the beginning of 2018. Who's ready? Wow, I want to die. So January of 2018 was a very stressful period of my life. I feel like there was just a lot going on that month. We had actually gotten new roommates that month, which, little unknown fact about me guys, I don't like roommates. I don't get along with people generally. Like, I just am kind of an antisocial butthole, so having roommates that I had never met before, with two of them and their two annoying as shit dogs that tore up my carpet, peed on Chase's face and in his mouth, and all over all of my furniture, and their cat, and me and my girlfriend at the time, and our two cats. It was just way too much to handle, and I don't know why I did it, okay? Honestly, I could have just said no, like, I don't want you guys to live with me, I'm an antisocial butthole. But you know, Destery has a soft side to him where he tries to help people in need, okay? Probably the highlight of that month was we ended up going to the Oregon coast, and we actually did film a video, but I just never edited it and uploaded it. But I ended up getting my drone and then immediately crashing it, so that was f***ing great. Yeah, and now I'm just terrified to fly that thing. So anytime you ever see a drone shot in one of my videos from now going forward, it's Chase driving it, because I f***ing won't touch that thing. That month was also when I started spending more time with my best friend Leighton.
The air that escapes through your mouth becomes a burp. When it comes out of the hole in your bottom, it's also a fart.
We had basically just started talking November of 2017, and you know, he was just a good person to have around, and so we started talking more, and our friendship kind of blossomed, so that was cool. And as if January wasn't already a terrible month, February was actually probably the worst month of my entire life. Wowzers, my guy! February was awesome! So February was a treacherous rancid big pile of salted goat dick. Just the fucking worst, guys. Oh my god. And the reason that February was so bad is that was a month that I had actually ended my relationship with my girlfriend of 5 years. So it was a massively transitional period for me. And then also in the same time, we had gotten a kitten in January, Neo from the Matrix, who was the sweetest little boy. Who actually ended up dying in February as well from kidney failure. And it was really fucking hard to go through, because like I was there when he was dying. Like he had a seizure at the apartment, and we ended up taking him to the vet, and the vet was like straight up like, you know, you don't have any other option than to just like put him down. It was the fucking worst. It was just the worst. And as if all of that wasn't already enough, like February was also the month that I lost one of my best friends that I've had since I was in like 7th grade, I think. And that was obviously incredibly difficult for me to handle. I don't have many friends, you know, to begin with, so to lose one of the only people that has like been there for me constantly was really difficult for me. And then to top it all off, I don't know why I thought this was a good idea, but it was the month that I also watched The Fox and the Hound for the first time since I was like probably 10 or something like that, which I don't know, like why did I think that was a good idea? I don't know. I don't think I've ever cried that hard in my entire life. In fact, I cried so hard that like I took a picture of it and posted it on the internet, because I was like, is this normal to like have this many tears and emotions? Like It was just a lot for me to handle. But yeah, it's because of that movie and all of the, like, you know, just bad events that happened in February that one of my next tattoos is either going to be a quote from The Fox and the Hound or just like a tattoo of a fox somewhere on me. Because just imagine how powerful a moment it is when you lost your kitten, you lost your girlfriend, and you lost your best friend all within the same fucking like month, and you hear a poem in the middle of a movie that reads this. We met, it seems, such a short time ago. You looked at me, needing me so, yet from your sadness our happiness grew, and I found out I needed you too. I recall those rainy days, the fire's glow that kept us warm, and now I find we're both alone. Goodbye may seem forever, farewell is like the end, but in my heart's the memory, and there you'll always be. It is so hard for me to get through that fucking poem, Jesus Christ. So yeah, it didn't help at all that that was also my birthday month and all of that happened on it, so I'm like, awesome. I will say though, everything that happened in February I felt like was almost like a necessary change and that I had to go through it to get to where I want to go in life, and you know, it really sucked to go through at the time, but I feel like now I am a better person because of everything that happened, and I don't know, just a more happy person because of, you know, all of that. So as depressing as the entire month of February was for me, and as hard as it was to go through, March actually was the complete opposite of everything that happened in February. I feel like so many good things happened in March that it really counteracted me feeling at my complete lowest depths I've ever felt. So March, if you guys remember, was the month that Jay, Leighton, and I went down to visit Chase, and we actually originally went down to California to do a video where we surprised Shane at his house, which sounds like a bad idea, but we were checking with Wieland to make sure it was okay and all that, but that ended up not happening, so that kind of sucked. But because that didn't happen, it meant I was able to spend a lot more time with Nicole, who I also met in March, and meeting her was just, like I said, was the complete opposite of the entire month of February for me, where everything was just terrible and awful. Meeting her was like, it was just refreshing, I guess is what I'd call it. Like drinking a tall glass of Sprite cranberry. But yeah, also in the trip down to LA the first time, this is where LA Destery came into play. This is where he was born. So I just remember that we were walking along the Hollywood Strip, and I had noticed that so many LA YouTubers are just complete dicks. So I wanted to embody that since I was in LA, you know, and I was like, okay, it must be the air in LA that just makes people dicks. So that's where LA Destery was born, and that's why to this day there is now a shirt that says, I'm a famous YouTuber.
Why is no one wiping my ass? I'm a famous YouTuber!
Also, this is actually when the whole meme of Sherlock Gnomes was born, because we didn't know, but we were actually there on the weekend of when Sherlock Gnomes was premiering. So we kept seeing posters for it everywhere, and so as I was driving around, we would just keep making jokes about Sherlock Gnomes, and eventually that's how the whole meme of that started. So April was a mixed bag of kind of both of those months. So we had February that was trash, we had March that was pretty good. So April was a mixed mash of both of those, where it was some good, some bad. This was a month that we started to kind of take my YouTube career more seriously and want to do different things with it. I got really into rollerblading this month, so if you didn't know that about me, I like to do rollerblading and kind of hockey every once in a while. I had someone that I had just recently met come to Portland and showed, you know, them around, and they had never been, so it was interesting and fun to show them like all the cool places that I enjoy here. Also in April was when I posted my first I don't even know video in like fucking years, so that was pretty neat.
All right, let's take a look at that vagina.
May was an entire month pretty much of just traveling. We went to McMinnville, Oregon for a thing called the UFO Festival, and that was a whole fun experience. We ended up going to Seattle just to like film a video there with Chase when he came up. This was when we were filming the whole changing our outfits video, and we had chosen just the most terrible outfits for each other. That was a really fun experience. I think Leighton like actually hated those videos because like his outfit was just the worst. And I don't know, I had so much fun doing that. So at the end, I think, of that month, we ended up burning those outfits near a river while making a cover of Jake Paul's It's Everyday Bro. That video is actually coming out really soon if it's not already up, but at the end of May was actually when I went back down to California to meet Shane for the first time. And that was obviously an experience that I'm not ever going to forget, but the whole thing was so interesting because the second that we looked at each other, the second that, you know, the very first time we ever were face to face, it felt like we had known each other for years, which I'd only really ever felt that with Nicole as well, so that was just weird. Maybe it's just people in California. I'm just like, okay, I've known you for years. I was born there, so, you know, I guess it's possible. Besides the point, it felt very natural, like we had just been friends for a long time, and the entire way up to meet Shane, I was so nervous that he was like gonna hate me, or like I was gonna be too weird, or like I wouldn't talk enough, or I would talk too much. And then as soon as it happened, it just felt natural, and he was one of the sweetest, if not the sweetest person I've ever met. He offered me so much great advice, and we were able to just hang out and chill for pretty much like 2 to 3 hours. So also apparently in May I had watched Star Wars Episode 1, which is a great movie, and for some reason I thought that this was the funniest thing I had ever seen.
That face you give a 9-year-old kid when you realize you're gonna f him one day.
I think if I had to abridge everything that happened in May, it was just like super experimental, just doing things with friends. That sounds really gross. I didn't mean it like that. Okay, let's rephrase. If I had to abridge everything that happened in May, it was experimental stuff for my channel, and my friends and I were just exploring and trying to find cool places and, you know, going all over the place. That sounds a little bit better than what I said before.
Master, destroy us!
Master, destroy us! In June, I was a little bit of a sad boy because I realized once again that love is dumb and I was going to be forever alone. No, it was honestly just so much of a blur because of how much we were doing, and I do remember that we did go to the Portland Pride Parade that month, and that was really fun. There was a lot of penises everywhere, so that was neat to see. Just everywhere you look, like, oh, there's a penis. Oh, let's see. Oh, what's over there? Oh, a penis. Cool. Not even sure if I ever have seen that many penises. Oh my god. You know what else was in June that it was honestly, I think, probably my favorite video of the entire year, other than Spooky Man, because that was a great one. Other than Spooky Man, I think my favorite video of the year was actually filmed in June, and that was buying 40 copies of Sherlock Gnome's greatest movie ever. Holy shit. Honestly, with that video, I feel like no one understood that it was all satire, that it was all a joke. Like, when I posted it, a lot of people got it. I feel like a lot of people were like, ha ha ha, that's funny, Destery, but there was a lot of other people that didn't seem to understand that it was all a joke. Like, they're like, does he actually like this movie that much to buy 40 copies? Like, no! What the f? Like, I love The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, and I have maybe 3 copies of each, okay? But that's a different story. But why would I ever buy 40 copies? So that was like really the joke, was like, and the whole review of that video, you know, I'm just obviously laying into the movie because it's really not that good. But it just became a meme, and my friends and I thought it'd just be a fucking hilarious video. So I think that was probably my favorite video of the year, which was a really fun experience for me to film. I've never questioned my sexuality more than when this thick frog showed up on the screen with the most voluptuous kneecaps I have ever seen. So July also kind of went along the same trend of June, where it really was just a giant blur because of everything that we were trying to get accomplished. But I remember in July that we got really into climbing. So, and I don't mean like cool, like rock climbing. No, we would go to children's play parks and climb all over the playground equipment, and parents would look at us like, what the f***? Not only is there a guy with f***ing emo hair in 2018, but he's like a full-grown man just climbing around on like children's playground equipment. It was honestly a bit weird. You know, you can look at me with your distasteful eyes. I can see you through the f***ing camera. But honestly, what the f*** is the big deal? Like, I remember I posted to my story at one point, like, hey, I'm chilling out at this park, and everyone gave me shit because they're like, Destery, you're being weird and creepy at a f***ing park, man. Since when is it like you're too cool to go on playground equipment? Or like, when is there a f***ing age gate to you having fun, you know, shit. Also, we spent pretty much the entire month of July replaying a bunch of my old favorite video games just because I was that depressed, and I felt like you know, maybe if I could play some of the things that have made me happy in the past, I would be a little bit more happy, and it kind of worked. You know, I wasn't as depressed, so that was neat. So I'm playing through Ocarina of Time again, and we named our character something very special. Now, Boosie, play this melody. So I ended up playing pretty much every Zelda game that I had played previously. So I think we played Ocarina of Time, we played Twilight Princess, played all the way through Breath of the Wild, started Wind Waker. I wanted to start on Majora's Mask, but I just f***ing hate that game. I'm sorry. Ah, God, don't hate me. Majora's Mask is just like f***ing, just such a nightmare. Like, I've never been able to be good at that game. So if someone wants to teach me how to play Majora's Mask, that'd be cool. Actually, it might be cool to just stream it. Maybe? I don't know. So August also was a massive month of just like, you know, constantly creating stuff for my channel and everything. There's so many videos actually that we filmed in August that I still haven't edited or uploaded to my channel, which I think I'll probably still upload them at some point. But August was when we met Jeff Holiday for the whole Jilly Juice video. I filmed a video about Tinder and my experience because my friends were so sick of me being sad, so they're like, hey, let's make Destery a Tinder profile. Still in August, we made a follow-up video to that Tinder video where I actually went on a date, and it ends up that my date had a twin, so I was kind of like dating two people, but it wasn't really a date. You guys will see it eventually, but that was a good video. We ended up going down to Bend, Oregon to meet monkeys. That's another video that we filmed that we haven't edited or uploaded yet. There's just a lot, and honestly, I can't wait to show and share them with you, but yeah, those all happened in August, and it was just an insanely busy month. I think also at the end of August is when Chase actually moved in with me, so he currently is just in the other room, I think, probably masturbating, I don't know. And pretty much within like the first couple of weeks of Chase being here, we already wrote a song about vaginas, so that was, you know, that was expected. And we started working on just a lot of different musical projects. Sexy is wrong, it's really, really wrong. Don't do it, you're gonna hell. So for the life of me, I've been trying to figure out what September was really good for, and I can't find anything. I'm just kidding. September, you're all right. You're all right, man. In September, I was again trying to be as social as an antisocial butterfly could be. It was a very busy month for me, but it was honestly like not in the way that I was used to. You know, like I'm so used to having busy months be about like my career or making YouTube videos and being alone in a room and playing Hearthstone for f***ing hours. But the month of September was pretty much like I was just busy constantly with meeting new people, having, you know, friends over, going over to other people's houses, and it wasn't entirely non-productive. I do remember that we got a lot done. Within that month, I think we filmed a video with just a bunch of people where we ended up going to an animal shelter and kind of just like doing a video where it's very lighthearted. I really don't even think there was anything funny about it. We just went to an animal shelter and like pet cats for a f***ing hour. And I still really would like to put that video up. I think it's like, it's so lighthearted and kind of just wholesome, if that's the word I want to use. We did film a video in September where all of my guy friends came over, and we watched Mission Impossible. We watched Mission Impossible 3 and 4, I think. You know, just normal guy stuff, don't worry about it. Honestly, amazing movies, but yeah, they came over, we watched those movies, and I haven't uploaded that yet. I just haven't gotten around to edit it, but it was like somehow that turned into all of us doing push-ups while listening to Hero by Enrique Iglesias. I don't f***ing know.
Here's where keep going, because let me know when it's recording.
I've done literally a million. I don't know if you've heard, but I've already done over.
They're all doing push-ups to Hero by Enrique Iglesias. Is happening? Oh yeah, we made a pretty great song in September about butts, and it is my first attempt at making screamo music. Because of that, I will never attempt it again because it's truly terrible. When it comes out, because we're gonna make a music video for it, but when it comes out, you're gonna be like, blood on the dance floor, who? It's truly that bad. October! Okay. October. I don't even need to say any other word for October other than spooky man, cause what the shit? The entire month from fucking October 1st all the way to the 31st, entirely Spooky Man. The entire thing, Spooky Man. So at the end of September, we had started working on a song. We just, you know, made in a park on my phone, and then kind of just went into my computer and redid it. And what came out of that was Sam coming over for like 2 hours, and then us just completely writing down ridiculous ideas about a song that we could make for Halloween. And so Sam came up with the idea of, oh, well, let's do it like a almost spoken word kind of spooky anthem about like a mysterious monster. So that's when we came up with the Spooky Man. And then so literally the entire month of October, we were casting people. We were finding props for shit. We were location searching. Every hour that we could spare of the entire month of October was dedicated to that music video and that song.
Spooky Man's gonna get you.
But also what I'll say about the whole Spooky Man experience is I will always remember 2018 because of that. It was by far the most ambitious thing that I've done, and because of it, I have met so many beautiful, talented, amazing people, and it really proved to me that I could do the things that I've always aspired to want to do. Wait, do your little hand thing. Spooky Man, why? And at the end of all of that, I love everything that came from Spooky Man. I loved the music video, I loved the song, but I will say, I will never again trust YouTube's premiere function. Holy shit. Fun fact, YouTube's premiere function was in its beta phases when Spooky Man was coming out, and I was like, oh cool, yeah, new feature where I can interact with my fans while it's premiering and, you know, have a live chat function. That sounds awesome. I had no idea that because it was in its beta, it didn't push live to fucking anyone. So every single view that is on the Spooky Man video, which I think now it's like 60,000 or 50,000, every single one of those views was native and organic from fucking other social media or people that just went to my channel. Like none of it was, oh, subscribers got the notification to go check out this fucking video. Ah! I'm still so mad about it, but honestly, like, making that video was not about the views for me. It was never about money. It was, can we pull together a group of people, a crew, and really pull off something that is bigger than all of us? And to that effect, I really feel like we couldn't have done it better. So because of Spooky Man, also it kind of opened the door for everyone who was involved to want to be involved in bigger projects and stuff. And for me, I knew after that point that I wanted to direct, that I wanted to do more than just be in front of a camera talking to you guys about the dumb shit that I do in my life. Even though I love it. And it really taught me, as well as all the people and friends of mine that were involved, that we can. So that's when we started to get together the idea of making a production company, which we coined the name of Triangle Face. So after Spooky Man had aired, November was pretty much just an entire month of us coming down from the Spooky Man. Like, it was so exhausting. Every single day was something, you know, that we had to run and go do. So November was really just a month of chilling down and kind of preparing for any other future projects that we might have. Oh, right. Also, in November, I spent way too much time playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Holy fuck. That game is amazing, but Leighton and I played it so much that we started actually like talking to each other like Arthur Morgan, the main character in Red Dead Redemption 2. So like we'd come over like, how's it going there, Leighton? Pretty good there, Dutch. How you doing? And we were just like the whole fucking day just speaking only Arthur Morgan. I do know that in November is when I started taking my health a lot more seriously. So I actually started dieting in November, and my goal was to lose about 20 pounds. And I will tell you that right now I'm actually down like 12 pounds now, I think, which is pretty damn good. I get it, guys. I don't look that fucking chunky, but that's also because I don't show any more than right here in normal videos, and that's because I'm a bit chunky. So I'm trying to get that to go away. Like I've said it many times before, My goal is I want to look in the mirror and go, okay, and not, oh Jesus Christ. That's my only goal. You know, I don't care if I'm f***ing ripped. I don't actually want massive muscles. That just kind of grosses me out. Like, I just want to be happy in my own skin. Also, November was sort of a bittersweet month for me as well, because this is the month that Leighton, who had over the course of 2018 become my best friend, decided to move to California, which was difficult for me because I don't have that many friends or people that I thoroughly enjoy and can rely on. And so when he was like, hey man, I have an opportunity, I was like, well, that's cool, but also I'm sad. So that was kind of the entire month of November, was kind of just bittersweet, I really feel like is the best word to summarize it.
Mr. Tumnus, I just wanted to say that playing a lullaby for an 8-year-old girl is not appropriate.
And then finally, December of 2018 was also kind of just a really slow month for me. I did film quite a bit of videos for my channel and whatnot, but significant events that happened that month was my mom came and visited for like 4 days, and that was honestly a lot of fun. Basically, if you don't know the relationship of my mom and me, which not a lot of you probably do because I don't, you know, I generally don't talk about that kind of stuff, but my mom and I absolutely like hated each other when I was living with her when I was like 17, 16, just because it was a different dynamic, and like we didn't get to know each other. We just were like, you're my mom, I'm your son, and I'm edgy as f***, and I'm a teenager, so y'all, I'm gonna do my own shit. I was honestly the worst. Like, I can tell you this now, that I was the worst human. But basically, as soon as I moved out of the house, my mom and I were able to connect on more of a friend level. So when she visited for those 4 days, it just felt like one of my really close friends was coming into town, and we were just being goofy and talking about random shit the whole time. And I can proudly say that my mom is one of my best friends now, so yeah. Oh man, also, hey. In December, it was also the month that my ex-girlfriend finally decided to come and get her stuff. So I had like kind of a storage unit, and it was full of all of her stuff that she had left there. And I'm a nice guy, guys. I know, you laugh too, it's okay. So I kept her stuff. I didn't just throw it the f away when we broke up. Like, I was like, I wanted to remain friends and still want to remain friends with my ex-girlfriend. So I was like, you know, I'll keep her stuff. I'm not gonna be a dick. There's a lot of, you know, sentimental shit in here and valuable shit in here. So, you know, I'll keep it and wait for her to come get it. It took a year. It took a goddamn year. And then finally, at the end of 2018, the very, very end, was when I decided that I'm moving. So yes, you heard right, guys. Destery Smith is moving, which has never happened ever in his whole life. And a lot of people are like, oh, Destery, you're finally moving to Canada, your dream home. That's where you've always wanted to go. Nope, I just moved like literally 4 blocks down the road, which is kind of dumb. It's still in the same complex, but the reason that I moved is just because I wanted to just have a change of scenery. Having lived in the old apartment with my ex-girlfriend and kind of having some weird feelings about that, I was like, you know, I kind of just need a change of scenery. I need, like, you know, new carpets, new appliances, all that shit. So that was really the only reason for the move. Move day 1 is complete. I have never been this exhausted, I think. How you doing, Chase?
I'm so tired.
Yeah. Sam, you?
Rock hard for Jesus.
But it also was nice that the move happened at the end of the year, because it felt like, oh, you know, like new apartment, new outlook on life, new year, new me type of thing. And yeah, honestly, now that I'm in my new apartment, I'm filming here right now, like I feel really good about life, and I feel like I'm on the right track to do something really incredible this year. So let's hope I'm not jinxing my life and I'm going to end up in a meth trailer one day with a homeless man butt fucking me. So yeah, that said, 2018 was for me just a giant roller coaster. So many ups, so many downs. Like the video title says that 2018 sucked, but I don't know if I would really even go as far to say that it did suck. There were sucky elements for sure, but I lost a lot of friends. I gained a lot of friends. There was a lot of experimentation on my channel. There was a lot of experimentation in my life, and hobbies and interests and all that. So I think what I'll say is that 2018 was just a year that I will always remember. It's going to be stuck in my mind as one of the years that define me as a person. Anywho, that is it for this year in review 2018. What'd you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below whether you would go through 2018 again. Cause I would not. Hopefully it wasn't too long and rambly, and if it was, I apologize. I don't usually like talking about myself for that long, and I apologize if this video is rambly and weird, but since you are still here at the end of this video, you guys get to see this beautiful bastard. Oh my god. You guys didn't think I'd do it, but I did. It was easily the best $60 I've ever spent. That's right, I spent $60 on a shirt of my face. What am I doing with my life? Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. The next video you'll see me in, I'm going to be wearing that shirt, so hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. I will see you next time, and fair winds, everyone.